And welcome to 16-3, Classify Quadrilaterals. Let's do a quick review. So a quadrilateral is a polygon with four sides. And just as a reminder, a polygon is a closed figure with straight sides. So therefore, a circle would not be a polygon. So quadrilaterals are all the polygons that have four sides. But we're going to take a look today. There are different types of quadrilaterals. We have the parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, square, and trapezoid. I think you're familiar with all of these words, but some of the words you're probably more familiar with. I think rectangle and square you've probably known for a very long time. The other ones we might just need a little review on. So when you see these figures, this is often how you will see each of them. We have the square, the parallelogram, the rectangle, the rhombus, and the trapezoid. However, we're going to dive into the definitions of these so we can classify them in different ways. You'll see what I mean. As we go through these, if you want to take a look at your workbook, page 837, I think they have a nice list of pictures and definitions that can help you even when you're doing your practices. Okay, so we have a parallelogram. The definition of a parallelogram is that it has opposite sides that are parallel. So if you look at all the figures on the screen, we would call these a rectangle, a square, a rhombus, and a parallelogram, but they're actually all parallelograms because the tops and bottoms and the sides are all parallel. This side is parallel to this one, as this one is parallel to this one. Same thing with our parallelogram. So actually, all four of these figures are parallelograms, even though we can also call them more specific names, like a square or a rhombus or a rectangle. Okay, but now when we talk about a rectangle has opposite sides that are parallel, but it also has four right angles, which means that the square and the rectangle are both rectangles. However, now we get rid of the parallelogram and we also get rid of the rhombus because neither of those figures have to have right angles. So believe it or not, a square is also a rectangle because the definition of a rectangle, all you need are opposite sides parallel, which the square has, and four right angles. And remember, a right angle is 90 degrees. Okay, now we're going to talk about a rhombus. Opposite sides are parallel, which is the same that we keep having, but all sides are equal. So therefore, a rectangle is not a rhombus because a rectangle does not need all four sides equal. But this guy over here, he is a rhombus. Why? Think about it. Opposite sides are parallel. All the sides are equal. Opposite sides are parallel. All the sides are equal. So these two figures, a rhombus and a square, are actually both rhombuses, rhombi, one of those. I will look that up and let you know. Okay, now we have the most specific of all of those parallelograms. We have the square. Why? Opposite sides are parallel. All sides are equal. And there are four right angles. This is the only of those figures that have all three of those rules. If you think about the rules, opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are equal, but all four sides are equal and all the angles are 90 degrees or all right angles. So that means the rectangle does not fit that because all sides are equal. And the rhombus does not fit it because we need 4 right angles. So square is just a square. Are you ready for this fact? All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Interesting, right? Cool stuff. All right, and now we have our last one. He is all by himself. He is not like the other 4 because the definition of a trapezoid is that it only has one set of parallel sides, where all the other 4 had to have 2 sets or 2 pairs of parallel lines. So a trapezoid is by itself. If you see here, the top and the bottom are parallel. These are not, because if they keep going, they're going to hit each other. Same thing, even though you can't, this is a slight incline here, this top is going up. So the top and the bottom are not parallel, because if I brought this and I kept going, this is why we did parallel lines, and I kept going, eventually I would hit the bottom. This and this are parallel. The sides are parallel. So it only has one set of parallel sides. So the trapezoid is all by itself. Okay, let's try some questions on your own. If you have a piece of paper or a whiteboard and you want to jot these down, even if you have a Post-it, we're going to just do a couple of these questions. So you can pause the video and think about this. Which figures have 4 right angles? Take a second. Okay, hopefully you said the square and the rectangle, because both of those figures have 4 right angles. Okay, the next one. Which figures have opposite sides that are parallel? So 2 pairs of parallel sides. You guessed it, all 4 of them. The square, the rhombus, the parallelogram, and the rectangles. They all have opposite sides or parallel. Okay, last one. Which figures have 4 equal sides? I'll give you a hint. There's 2. The square and the rhombus. All of their sides are equal. You did a great job today classifying quadrilaterals. You are ready to go practice. Nice job.